for a family so stuck in tradition, they've definitely dropped that one, haven't they?
No, but look at Harry.
Yeah, absolutely.
He could be the Lionheart that really leads us, really takes this back.
King Hal.
Okay, look. The only reason we've got a government, is because every single time we got a king, they just started to act like effectively Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 22 of Bloomin Legends. I'm Johnny Vaughan. That, of course, is Gavin the Woodman Woods. You right there, Gav?
Really good.
We're about to. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just trying to make it more televisually fun.
Yeah, sure. And keep me on my toes.
Yes. We are now available on the YouTube channel. Let me just get you the details.
Yes.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
It's called Bloomin Legends, John.
Yeah, let me just get. Hang on.
It's not difficult. You search Bloomin Legends on YouTube.
Let's have a little look.
And then preferably become furious.
Just wait a second,
and
Gav.
leave lots of comments in the comments section. Along with likes and subscribes, obviously.
Remember, you can watch us on the Radio X YouTube channel, comment on each episode, and subscribe too, so you don't miss anything. Do you think it should be anything or anything? Anything.
I like anything, yeah.
So you don't miss anything.
Anything at all.
Oh, message us in the studio, bloominlegends@global.com. bloominlegends@global.com. So that's that covered.
That's that bit of business taken care of.
Gav, we're on episode 22 of the podcast.
Yeah, we are. 22.
Around about this time,
Yeah.
well, it's always on episode 22s of anything.
Sure.
It's really good to have, I suppose, what you'd call a difficult silence.
Okay. Why?
I don't know.
Just for fun.
It's more televisual, isn't it?
I guess, yeah.
It doesn't
I guess,
work
yeah.
as a podcast, does it?
Yeah.
But now they can see us.
Yeah,
we can
true.
afford.
I've never heard of a deliberate difficult silence. I've seen difficult silences on live television.
That's a good cue. Food for thought.
Interesting.
So, Gav, we've reached episode 22 of our podcast.
Yeah, we have.
Who is today's Bloomin Legend?
That's Bloomin Legend
with Johnny Vaughan
and Gavin Woods. Today's legend, Johnny, is Lambert Simnel.
Okay, Lambert Simnel. Made up name, right?
It sounds like a made up name.
No, it is a made up name. They made
Is
it up.
it?
That guy made it up. You'll hear why. He made it up.
Sure, it's odd. It's really odd. The only time I've ever heard the word Simnel is on a Simnel cake, which is an Easter cake.
Lots of people believe that already, because of the made up nature of him, that it's an anagram of something.
Oh, yeah, it really reads like an anagram, doesn't it?
Lambert Simnel.
It's Bertrand
I
don't know.
Yeah.
Simnel.
Yeah, but there's yes.
Definitely.
But people believe already that it's a straight. There's lots of people who've
Lemnis Tramble.
Yes.
That's his real name.
We could do it for hours.
We could
do it for hours.
We could.
In fact, please.
Yes, send your anagrams.
Yes,
send
Lambert bloominlegends@global.com.
Yeah.
Please message us with your anagrams of Lambert Simnel. Best one gets a name check on the
unlimited good luck for the rest of your life. Yeah. I mean,
along with unlimited.
Almost wouldn't risk not doing it.
No,
in a lot of ways.
You wouldn't. Okay.
Okay. So who is Lambert Simnel? He is dubbed here as the kitchen kid who nearly became king.
Can I say already with Lambert Simnel? Already you're getting a few good Berts in there.
Absolutely. You read there's a
Bert
Bertram.
Simnel.
There's a Bertram.
Yes.
Endless.
Yes.
There's lots.
There's loads. Anyway, sorry, Gav. But already, I hope we haven't.
I know you can't help it.
I really hope at this stage of our podcast we haven't sort of distracted them.
I think we probably
all they're going to be doing is
everyone's got a piece of paper down.
Googling, going to Lambert Simnel.
Write them in a circle.
Yeah,
it enables you to just put them in a.
No, just go in one of those Google.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Anagram.
Just search it. Be lazy.
Yes.
Use someone else's eye.
Yes.
So yes, the kitchen kid who nearly became king.
Yes.
Lambert Simnel was a commoner who, at around 10 years old, was passed off as a royal heir, Edward, Earl of Warwick, by scheming Yorkists trying to take the English throne from Henry VII. He was crowned King Edward VI in Ireland, who were well up for crowning someone else.
And
led an invasion of England but was defeated at the
yeah.
Battle of Stoke Field.
Yeah.
So
One battle. It was a one battle deal. That
it was, yeah. Even though the War of the Roses is way more complicated, but
Yeah, yeah.
anyway, he was born around 1477.
Yeah.
So we're right in the medieval age. He was born a nobody.
Well, I would say late medieval.
Yes, late medieval. Yeah,
Gav.
it's to 15.
Late medieval.
It's to 1500 roughly, isn't
yeah.
it? He was born in Oxford, son of either a tradesman, an organ maker.
Yeah.
It was a very specific career, an organ maker or a baker. We don't know.
Yeah, but the point is,
He
whenever
was
he was
humble.
born, he wasn't born Lambert Simnel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
This is the one thing in all
yeah.
my research I haven't ever got to.
Yeah.
Is why they picked that name.
It's fascinating because it's the guy who picked him.
Yes.
And the idea maybe of a name that is the actual kind of it's his story we're looking at in a way.
Well, what I like that's weird is that, at this time we've got a guy who just like an amateur kingmaker.
It's amazing.
Because there was Warwick the kingmaker.
And Warwick really was a kingmaker.
Yeah,
he was involved in quite a few.
Yeah, right.
He really was.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we don't know who he was born to. Probably suited the guy who was pushing him forwards.
Yeah.
Records suggest Lambert Simnel is not his real name. He was possibly called John. That means he was definitely called John.
He's definitely
and
called
his
John,
surname would have been of whoever his
Well,
dad's name.
Gav.
Or the village he's from,
We
or
just
whatever
don't know.
his father's profession was.
So, Gav, why was he chosen? Why this kid?
Well-
what gave him just a baker's boy called John? Why do you think, I could make a king out of him? What was his? What was?
This is one of my favourite details.
Okay.
He was described as smart and good looking, but eerily noble looking.
eerily noble.
Well, I guess in those days, what did that mean? Pale.
Yeah.
And underfed.
No small calves.
Pale and chubby.
Small calves, no, but a weak body that looked like he'd done no work.
Weak
Yeah,
calves.
sort of idle.
And sort of
Yeah.
chubby and angry.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely. Eerily noble looking, which did come in handy later.
Yeah.
But this is why. So at age 9, Lambert is taken as a pupil by what we're described as an Oxford-trained priest
Yeah.
called Richard Simmons.
Yes.
Now, he's really the protagonist in this whole story.
Yes.
It's in his interests that this boy may be passed off as
You
a
see,
king.
already, the fact that he's called Simmons. Now, this is the kingmaker, Richard Simmons, right?
A wannabe kingmaker.
He's a wannabe-
yeah.
he's the
He's
wannabe
no
king.
Earl of Warwick,
Yeah,
but
so
go on, yeah.
but he starts him off on the thing. Now, what I love is that his surname is Simmons, right?
Yes.
And the kid's name is Simnel.
Right.
And Simnel is such an unlikely name that I just like the fact that it was just a sort of a bit of a mess up at one stage. And
Only just had to come up with
no,
something.
but I just feel at one stage there was a moment where he'd already passed the kid off as his son,
Right.
Simmons, and he goes, "Well, if he's your son," I go, "No, I said Simnel." Did you say Simmons? No, you must have misheard me. I said
But
Simnel.
it's funny you say that because I looked up Simnel, the word,
Yeah.
the origin of the word Simnel.
And it is related to Simmons.
Well, no, I know it isn't. I only
right.
knew it as a reference to a kind of cake.
Right.
Because Simnel cake is eaten on
'cause
Mothering
the
Sunday, the
baker's
fourth
boy.
day of Lent. No, because what I'm thinking is, if he had to try and pass him off as a Simmons,
Yes.
and then couldn't think of anything
Yeah,
else.
yes.
But it's not that no one else. My point is, no one else has ever been called Simnel.
No.
It's a word just for that.
It's a word-
and it
yeah,
comes
yeah.
from the Latin for similia, which is the flour they use for the cake.
Right.
Maybe related to the word semolina, because that's a
Yeah,
flour.
or Simnel, literally similar, because he looks similar to who he's about to pass him off to. Lambert Simnel.
No, I said
Gavin, could have been
Simnel, not Simmons.
No, did you say? I thought he said he was your son. No, not my son.
No, he's of the Simnels.
Yeah. Sorry, did it sound like Simmons? I meant Simnel.
Well, it kicks off with a bit of Pygmalion. So Richard Simmons
Yeah.
tutors the boy from 9
Yeah.
in courtly manners and etiquette. So
Right.
he's training him
Right.
for the role he wants him to
But
assume.
why? What's he seen in the kid?
Well, a noble look.
Okay. Okay.
I think we're in the middle of
No,
what...
because he does. What I'm trying to say is a bit later. He thought he looked like one of the princes in the tower. originally.
Well, there is that too. Yes,
no, but
yes.
that's key to it.
Yeah.
He thought he looked like one of the kings in the tower.
So he noticed a resemblance.
Yeah.
And in those days, that's enough. There's no DNA test.
No, but then he thought he'd have a better shot if he looked like a young Earl of Warwick,
right.
who was also knocked in the tower.
We're coming to that because
Okay.
he didn't just say he looks like one part of the royal family. He changes his mind.
Yeah, he changes his mind, right,
which is even funnier.
Okay. But he could have been a bastard royal. My
Easily, yeah.
My father's partner, Jenny,
Yeah.
she loves the fact that where they live in Rutland, there used to be loads of aristos and royals used to use it for hunting.
Right.
And she says, John, even today, you go around there and you see people walking with their arms behind their backs. No, but for her, that's a key sign.
A giveaway.
That's a key giveaway,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, that's really good.
Yes.
No one else
said,
does that.
You said there's all sorts of oddballs walking around Oakham with their arms behind their backs. Absolutely.
All aristos.
They're all bastard aristos. So he could well have been a bastard aristo. You know, the baker's boy somewhere.
Absolutely, yeah.
And also the fact, as we shall find out later, that he's sort of, that it's almost as if the authorities kind of knew about this kid. It's like
Maybe,
going,
yeah. And also this idea of finding another potential heir to a crown, that's quite a common tale too.
Right.
What about this child? Because
Yeah.
it suits you.
But also, what you have to remember about back then, and this is key, is that people remained in their villages. That's it.
Their whole lives. Yeah,
so
yeah.
you'd have had villages that really were inbred and really looked the same.
Yes.
So if a kid suddenly came along who looked slightly different, who didn't look like
could be enough.
everyone else in the village, then they knew
could be
he
enough.
sure as hell wasn't from that village.
Absolutely right.
You get one kid in there who's like suddenly no calves and ginger hair. You're thinking, hello.
Whole wars have started because the man had the seal.
Yeah, right.
To stamp the letter.
Yeah, right.
Who's to say that's the right seal? You don't know.
No, I don't think. I think that's bogus. Now, what I'm trying to say is that everyone then had a look.
Right.
It's not like today where you go around, you're sort of thinking, I can't find a sort of typical English-looking person because everyone's sort of just looking different and whatever.
Yeah.
Although, you go to Ireland, there's a look.
Yeah. Sure.
You look at Australian cricketers, there's a look.
Oh, there's a look
Wayne
there.
Rooney's got it.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
There's just a look, right? There's a look.
There is,
I'm just saying, in England at the time, this is probably what he spotted in him, is this kid didn't particularly look like anyone else that he should look like.
So he thought, well, this could suit me. I'll train him up as a courtly mannered boy.
Yeah.
And make him seem sort of aristo.
Right. It means someone slept with someone, Someone slipped in there with his ma.
Plus, also, we've got the general suspiciousness of a man taking a boy under his wing.
Yeah, but everyone had a family look, which is why now our family looks are still quite strong when it crops up. You're thinking, God, it looks just like my granddad. Or you look at
yes.
I mean, you don't need me to tell you about family looks. What I'm saying is, back then, you imagine it.
Yeah.
This is your family; they all look like that.
Well, it probably was the most trustworthy way of deciding whether someone was an
right,
heir or not.
Right.
He's got the father's look.
Yeah, you can tell him, I love. Yeah.
Anyway, Simmons would always say there was a striking resemblance between Lambert and the sons of Edward. This is King Edward IV.
Yes.
The son of Richard of York.
Yeah.
But anyway, King Edward's sons, also known as the Princes of the Tower, were heirs to the throne when he dies. He dies in 1483.
Right.
They were being held in the Tower of London, ready for coronation, but they were never seen again. Stories believed they were assassinated, likely by their future brother-in-law Henry VII, to secure his right to the throne. But we do need to understand the War of the Roses.
Okay, these are Plantagenets, Gav,
Yes.
yeah? So they're sort of Frenchies.
Sure.
But anyway, here we go. The Prince in the Tower,
Yeah.
refers to the mystery of the fate of the deposed King Edward V of England, who's the older prince in the Tower, or
Yes.
the older boy in the Tower,
Yes.
and his younger brother, Prince Richard of Shrewsbury,
Right.
the Duke of York.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So you got Edward and Richard. They're the
Yes.
two boys.
Yes.
They're from the Yorkist side.
Right, yes.
Of the Plantagenet. They are heirs to the throne of King Edward IV
Yes.
of England.
Yes.
The brothers were the only sons of the king by his queen, Elizabeth Woodville. You know Elizabeth, of course,
Yes.
who we've discussed many times.
Sure. Elizabeth of York.
Yes. Living at the time of their father's death in 1483. They were 12 and 9 years old, and they were lodged in the Tower of London by their paternal uncle, Richard, the Duke of Gloucester, in preparation for his coronation. Never seen again, as you say, whacked out, many suspect, by Henry VII.
That's right. And in the end, after the War of the Roses, it gave rise to the Tudor rule, all the way to 1603.
Right. But
Yeah.
this baker Simmons,
Well,
this Reverend Simmons,
Yes.
he thought that this boy
Well, here we go. In 1486, Simmons tries to pass Lambert Simnel off as Richard, Duke of York, one of the missing princes in the tower.
Yeah.
But this didn't last long. At the time, the
No,
Earl...
but he really thought he looked like him.
No, I guess, because at the time, the Earl of Warwick, the kingmaker at the time, was being held in the tower too.
Yes.
And rumours began to spread
He was only 10.
Rumours began to spread of his murder.
Yes.
False rumours, as it turned
Yeah,
out. The
yeah.
Earl was the same age as Simnel.
Yes.
And had a claim to the throne as the son of George Plantagenet, the
Wouldn't
Duke
it
of
be-
Clarence.
Wouldn't it be lovely, Gav,
Yes.
if the tower, even today, was full of young pretenders to the
Wouldn't
throne?
it be amazing?
Like 10-year-old, ghastly little spoilt rich kids.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, if you think that when King George I was put on the throne, he was 132nd in line.
Wow.
But that's how far they had to go
Yes.
to get a non-Catholic. That's how far...
They really looked.
Yeah, they really had to look. No, but what I'm saying is, if you're going 130, you look at the amount of pretenders who are there.
That's so many.
You've only got to get the
many.
get the papists back in again, Gav.
Also,
And suddenly,
also today, when royals bicker,
yes,
you know, there's an article in Hello
Right.
magazine. Why
Right.
not use the tower?
No, I know, but I'm so sick of Harry not taking it.
Exactly.
What's his?
Yes.
You know, he's got his old father there, you know, with some woman that he believes is not the rightful queen.
Well, the only
you know,
way
go
to
to
do
the
it
old
is
days,
to-
he'd go and take him.
But arrive on shore with
Right.
armies.
Right.
That's the only way to do it.
But you think at the moment his brother is Lancaster, you know?
Yes, he is.
Harry's Sussex, you know? Come on, man up! Be like the... All I'm saying, Gav, is
Yes.
man up a bit, be like the old days, you know?
Right, exactly.
With William should be spending a lot more time scheming. Harry should be scheming. He should be over in America now, drumming up an army.
And building
building an army.
getting horses ready.
Certainly getting the French involved and the Scots.
Oh, the French would.
Oh, the French
would
top of a hat.
would
Certainly
join in so far.
Certainly the Scots. And then he should enlist the help of his uncle Edward, the Duke of Edward, Duke of Edinburgh. Certainly get him involved. What's incredible about our royal family is how, you know, what do? They give out things at Wimbledon.
I know, it's not the same.
Oh, come on.
It's not dramatic anymore.
Everyone, you know,
things don't happen at dawn.
No.
Nothing happens.
what do they do? Social media, gossiping.
I know.
Back then they'd raise up armies,
They
go to
would.
Ireland, get crowned anyway, despite the fact there's a king. More of that later.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not exactly what Harry should be doing. He should be getting Earl Spencer. Let me tell you, Earl Spencer at Diana's funeral, when he stood up there and he started going on about his blood family.
Yes.
Yeah? Do you remember that?
Ancient
No,
language.
no, but he
Yeah,
he
go
was
on.
standing there at the
I
funeral
know.
of his sister, sort
Yeah,
of going,
yeah.
but it is to his blood family that the boys must always turn up thinking, Christ, go on there, get in there, mate.
This is a new
Right.
challenge.
Listen, the Spencer Churchills, yeah, they have always had an eye on the English throne.
Do you think?
From time immemorial.
Yeah, yeah.
They've always thought that, you know, the House of Windsor or Saxe-Coburg Mountbatten.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of jiggery pokery
Listen,
going on at
our
that
royal
time.
family only started speaking English at home in 1912. Before that, they're speaking German.
It's
you know,
amazing.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
how colourless of them. You know, how
Yes.
dull.
I know, and for a family so stuck in tradition, they've definitely dropped that one, haven't
No,
they?
but look at Harry.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
he could be the Lionheart that really leads us, really takes this back.
King Hal.
Okay, look, the only reason we've got a government, yeah, is because every single time we got a king, they just started to act like effectively Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. As bad as that.
as mad as that, Gav.
Yeah.
Or Putin.
As
So what did they
capricious,
do?
yeah.
Simon de Montfort, the lads, they raised up a parliament and they started to
Create this other body.
They
Yeah,
started
yeah,
creating this
yeah.
other body just to keep this maniac in check. Yeah,
absolutely
We'll
right,
see
yeah.
it happen in America.
Oh,
Remember,
it'll
they're
happen,
only
yeah, yeah.
they're in medieval times.
Well, they've only got the one there. They've only
Yeah,
got
right,
the
right.
president.
Right,
they don't have the monarch either.
Right. So, what'd be so exciting is if Harry suddenly saw the chance.
I know. And seized it.
Yes, seized it. No, Gav, you never say seized like that. Seized it.
Seized. Well, with a long velvet gloved hand.
Right.
With jewellery around it.
Well, it's just to get. Sorry. The only reason we have, you know, Parliament is because to keep a maniac king in check.
Right.
But if you haven't got a maniac king,
Yeah.
we might not need a Parliament.
No.
No, I was thinking the other day, Harry or William, they seem like quite reasonable blokes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think, you know.
Absolutely.
But also under threat of death.
Yes,
if they
different deal.
if
Yeah,
they
yeah.
serve up injustice,
Yeah, yeah.
plus their family being committed to the tower, that should be enough what I call stick measure, you know, rather carrot measure, to You know, at the moment, all they've got is carrot measure. They sort of live in luxury.
Knows how much golf they can't play anymore. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Right. So I'm just saying, if they seized power correctly, disbanded Parliament, and became quite a nice benign king, we wouldn't need any of that. We wouldn't have any of the expense of Parliament.
And
none
it'd
of
be
that
so much
quibbling.
more amusing.
Right.
They do need to use the
We
tower.
might just have a king who'd won battle over his brother, who cared about the people. You know, all these people who are like Republicans, and there's people who are royalists. I think the way to go is super royalism. Look,
Absolutely.
if you're going to have them, you know.
Well, and like throw Boris Johnson in the tower.
Yeah, right.
For being cheeky.
Right, all of them. All of them. Also,
The crowd's cheering.
Yes, no, but also start seizing fucking lands of people. Start seizing a bit of land. Even if it's Boris's terraced house in Brixton, wherever he lives.
His lands have been
seized. Seize his lands. Seriously, all of them.
I mean, it's so funny to
Rishi
think.
Sunak.
That tower up there. That's where they've got Johnson.
Yeah, Rishi Sunak and his missus seized them.
Seized.
Baroness Moan.
Oh,
seized them.
seize the hell out of that.
That's what we need.
Seize
we
her
need a
boat,
king who
put it in
starts
the
fucking
Navy.
seizing shit. Yeah.
Anyway, this is the first of the cheekiest ID swaps Simmons tries.
Sorry, just to say, he starts off, there's two princes in the tower, yeah?
Yes.
The oldest is Richard, who's going to be Richard V.
Yeah.
The second is Edward, Duke of York, yeah?
Yeah.
He starts to, because everyone knows the older brother's been whacked.
Yes.
Yeah. Simmons starts to make out the younger brother maybe escaped, and our man is him, yeah?
That's right. He now claims he is Edward, Earl of Warwick.
Yes, no, but when it's obvious that both those brothers are killed,
Right.
he's got to resort to plan B.
Yes.
Luckily, there is a third child in the tower who is also a Yorkist. He is the Edward, Earl of Warwick.
That's right.
10 years old.
That's right. And now that's who he's claiming he
Yes,
is.
everyone.
And this figure, that's the Earl of Warwick. He's a very important figure for the Yorkists.
Yeah.
People still wear his badge. And
the bear with the crooked
the bear
staff.
with the ragged staff.
With the ragged
exactly.
staff, yeah.
Very risky changing the boy's identity.
Yeah.
You've got to remember who you've told what.
You'd have thought people would be saying to him, I thought you said like he was...
Is that the same boy?
I thought you said he was the Duke of York. He goes,
Yeah.
it was a clever cover.
Well, that used to be his title.
Well,
but...
it was a clever cover. Just a ruse.
And we're also being asked, how do you convince the boy to change his identity again? I know. Here's an apple, boy.
Yeah, well, the boy must be even more confused considering he started off in a bakery.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and now he's saying, you died in the tower. Okay, remember what I told you about dying in the tower?
That's right.
You didn't die in the tower at all.
That's
you
right.
didn't, yeah?
Yes.
You're actually imprisoned in the tower now and you've escaped.
Otherwise, no more apples.
But I'll die the Duke of York. No, forget him. Fuck him. You're the Earl. He's dead. He's dead.
Forget that one.
Forget that
it.
one.
In fact, don't even mention
Don't
it
even
again.
mention York, yeah? You're the Earl of Warwick, and you always have been.
But this comes to his first Bloomin Legend moment.
Yeah.
Young Lambert Simnel,
Yeah, Lambert
such as we
Simnel.
know him.
Okay.
He gets crowned King Edward VI in Dublin.
Yes.
So the Yorkist cause needed a figurehead, and Lambert, being small, handsome, royal-looking, and obedient,
Yeah,
was
that's good enough for the
perfect.
Irish. That's good enough. We don't care.
It's perfect. The Irish nobles loved it.
Yeah.
They crowned him King Edward VI in Dublin, and they paraded him through the streets of Dublin, carried on the shoulders of, quote, the tallest man at the time.
Yes.
Whoever that was.
No, who was the tallest
Well,
man? at the
no,
time?
they say it's believed to be Darcy of Platton.
Yes,
That's his name.
he's the Earl of somewhere, but he was he was a very tall man.
Well, how tall was very tall in those
Can I
days?
just say again, it's another thing we've lost in our culture.
What?
Just the official tall guy. No, but having a guy who everyone knows is the tallest.
Yeah, but in those days there was always the strongest man in Warwickshire.
Right.
There was the fastest man in Northumberland.
Yeah, there was the King's champion. But I think the Royals again in our New Britain, Gav, we've got to start gathering these freaks.
Yeah,
once
absolutely.
more, so that the king is literally surrounded. The place is bristling with freakies.
No, he's the cleverest man in all of Essex.
Yeah.
We need we need that.
Yes.
We need
the
people
the cleverest man in all of the king. No, Gav, there is only the kingdom, all right?
In
Get that in your
all
head.
the kingdom.
In all the kingdom. And don't be specific about it. Ladies and gentlemen, the tallest man in all the kingdom. And he comes in, and when the king is crowned, you've got he's on the tallest guy's shoulders.
Yeah, in
And
Dublin.
he's followed by two of the cleverest men in the kingdom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How tall do you think was tall in 1480 odd?
Well, there's some very tall people in Ireland. Remember,
Are
There's
there?
some legendarily
Are
tall
there
people.
very
Yeah,
tall
No, they were
people?
they're really legendary for having tall people.
Right. And there were people called Longshanks
Yes,
as
yeah.
nicknames.
No,
and
that's
stuff.
long legs.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It was
Long
Edward
legs.
Longshanks.
Yeah,
who's
yeah,
involved in this.
Longshanks.
Okay,
yeah.
Gav.
Go on.
What you have to remember about Ireland at this time
Yeah.
is you haven't got the problem in Ireland
Of what?
of sectarianism.
Okay, right. It doesn't exist yet.
No.
No.
This is the wonderful.
No,
thing.
Henry VIII hasn't arrived yet.
No, this is the wonderful thing, Gavin.
Yes.
This is the wonderful thing.
Everyone's a
there's no
Catholic.
Protestants and Catholics.
Yeah.
They're basically all Irish, but you know what's still the same? They still hated the English.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Marvellous.
And if they could send an illegitimate king back to England
Oh,
and
man.
claim the throne, they would laugh
Oh,
their
yeah.
heads off. Yeah.
And so much so, they even got Flemish guys. So that's over in Belgium. They got involved.
Flanders.
Sorry, Flanders.
Flanders.
Yeah, sorry.
I'd always be really funny to always refer to Belgium as Flanders.
Yeah.
It's really
right.
old school,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, but they so not only did he drummed up an army there, didn't they?
Yeah,
Sorry, Gav, I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, well, we'll get to that. I just think it's funny because, no one was tall in those days. We've
Yeah.
always been told throughout history that, of course, in those days, doorways were only 4.5 foot high
right.
because we've been getting taller and taller.
Yeah, but this guy was really tall.
He must have been. He must have been taller than 5'6".
You know, I think aristocrats are probably quite tall.
Yeah, although
I don't know why. I just get a feeling they'd have been tall, quite commanding. Otherwise, what's the point?
Absolutely. Anyway, he was backed by a man called John de la Pole.
Yeah, right.
Which is a great name.
Yeah.
A real Yorkist heir, and Margaret of Burgundy.
Yeah.
They invade England with a small army of Irish and Flemish missionaries.
Okay, where did they all meet?
Mercenaries, sorry.
But where did they all meet then?
Well, they're always scheming in northern France somewhere, aren't they?
So they take a 10-year-old.
What else did they do in northern France other than scheme to invade England?
Yeah. Well, it was also the Third Kingdom, wasn't it? You got Scotland, England.
Yeah.
So the Plantagenets also ruled over part of France. In
Yes.
fact, I can't remember which Henry it was, but he was crowned in France as also King of England.
Right,
It was the same sort of thing. But what I want to know is, how did they agree on a place like they're in Belgium?
I know, it took a year
They're
to
in,
get
they're
the
in
message.
Belgium over there. Ireland's over here. Oxford's here, right? They've gone to Ireland, got crowned, and they've somehow managed to get a message over there to say invade.
The really sweaty horses gallop for miles. No, but also, even once they've made the arrangement,
Yeah.
you could still end up having problems with the message
But
getting
also, how
through.
do you
It
start
must have been.
sneaking armies into countries?
Well, you sit there waiting for the meeting. Normally, it's like, God, it's been an hour.
Yes.
Where are they?
It makes you
But
worried
for them,
about-
it's like, it's been
Yeah,
5
yeah.
months. Where the hell are they?
Hey, there's another good theory about the boats coming over the channel. Maybe it is Harry's army. Maybe this is how he's doing it, Gav. He's doing it. He's doing it quite brilliantly. I mean, when I found out that like there's 50,000 scheduled this year, you're thinking that's more than the British Army.
It's crazy.
It's not more than the British. Not more than the British
Yeah,
Army.
yeah.
It's certainly more than the Navy.
Yeah.
British Army's about 75,000.
Is that
now.
all
So
now? Yeah,
a year and a half is all it would take you.
Yeah.
To get in.
Terrifying.
A bigger force.
Yeah.
And remember, most of the British Army's office workers.
Yeah.
People mending stuff.
Sure.
Engineers.
Yeah.
You know, caterers.
Absolutely.
People mending buildings. You know, you've got very few actual fighters there.
No, it's true.
You know,
Yeah,
so
it's
one
true.
year you're getting enough of a force over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, John de la Pole, he's another opportunist here. It's not just Mr. Simmons. He's arranged this army to come back with Irish and Flemish mercenaries.
Yeah.
He's also bought into the storyline so much, he claims to have helped Warwick escape from the tower himself. It's just a lie. Massive lie.
Who said this?
John de la Pole.
Oh, John de Paul has actually said he helped the Earl of Warwick himself.
Yes.
And meanwhile, the Earl of Warwick
Yeah.
is still in the tower.
That's right, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's been rumours he's dead. There's been rumours he's
Okay,
escaped.
okay.
All of it's a lie.
Okay.
Back in London, Henry VII had caught wind of this crowning in Ireland.
Right.
And took the real Earl of Warwick from the tower, where he was in fact still alive.
He didn't parade him.
He paraded him.
He paraded him.
But you know what the problem is?
What?
Just like what we were saying a second ago,
What?
the news didn't travel.
No,
because
no.
it couldn't.
No.
It was just in London. So
Yes.
a few people in London saw what they were told was the
Yeah,
Earl
yeah,
of Warwick, but no one else knew.
But they now see, you know, in London that Henry VII, he's like, make England great again.
He really is.
People aren't
Yeah,
going
yeah.
for it now. They sort of say, behold, this is the child. We're going, well, we don't know. There's no photographs. This is what gets me
Yeah.
about how the Reverend Simmons,
Yes.
Lambert Simnel's
protege,
kingmaker, his kingmaker,
yeah, sorry,
effectively.
yeah. Mentor, yeah.
Well, when he said he was struck by his similarity to King Richard. The Duke of York, Edward, the younger of the two princes, right at the very start.
Yes.
He was struck by his resemblance to one of the princes in the tower. You think to yourself, well, you're good, mate, because he's 9.
Yeah.
And and changing.
Yeah.
And you're
right.
saying and also, when have you met him?
Right, exactly.
What were you seeing pictures in the papers?
But he's a reverend. He's used to not being challenged. He's using it.
He looks just like him. For I have been to London and seen the child.
Upon my oath.
Upon my oath.
That's all he needed. Just
and I swear 'tis the boy.
Yeah.
Cut to. I was wrong. I was muddled. There were
it's the other boy.
There were 2 children, and that you can see my mistake.
So anyway, the news of him being paraded around London.
Plus also, because of interbreeding, Gav, kids would have looked the same anyway.
Absolutely.
Chances are the Earl of Warwick looked like a Plantagenet.
Definitely.
Big ears.
They all look the same. Yeah. Anyway, yes, the news didn't travel because it couldn't.
Right.
And the rebellion carried on.
It was probably a little bit like if you see the Last Shadow Puppets,
Yes.
in the Age of Understatement video.
Right, in that video in Eastern Europe.
Right, Miles Kane looks remarkably like Alex Turner.
They look like, as you've put them, 2 from the same litter.
Right, from the same litter. So with the similar coats and things, that's how I'd like you to imagine these princes in the tower.
If you claimed Miles Kane as an Arctic monkey, no one would doubt you.
No one would doubt it.
No one would doubt you.
If you said Miles
whatsoever.
Kane back then with the same coat from that video, you said they're brothers.
He has a claim to the Arctic monkey.
You can see why I get muddled.
Absolutely right. Anyway, it doesn't work. The rebellion happens, and we come to the Battle of Stoke Field, the almost War of the Roses Part 2. 1 year later, by June 1487, Simnel's army meets King Henry VII's army, 7th Army in England, near East Stoke in Nottinghamshire. Simnel's army had 5,000 mercenaries, and Henry VII was 10 miles away with 12,000 soldiers.
Wow.
And it's apparently...
We must assume all these figures are lies, right?
But I guess.
Everyone lies
They
about
always
numbers.
Exaggerate. So you probably...
Okay, Gav.
Yeah.
Gav. 12,000 of them moving around the countryside.
Yeah, clanking away across...
What are they eating?
I know, what?
Where are they shitting? Where do they live? What are they doing?
Yeah, there's not many roads even.
No, there's no roads. There's nothing. There's a few bits and bobs of tracks. The Romans
clanking away.
It's
probably divide by 100. Probably it's 1,200.
But also
probably
not difficult to detect.
No, not at all. 12,000.
Have you seen 12,000 people come this way with oxen,
horses and swords,
with oxen laden with heavy things?
They always
cauldrons.
had like weeks to prepare for a battle.
It's ridiculous.
They saw them coming a mile away.
away.
And even when they saw them, like they're going to be here in a month.
No, but they'd have had people meeting each other and saying, "Just leave us alone till we all get ready for the battle."
Always, yeah. And they had truces to discuss terms and all that. Yeah.
Much like modern hooligans today with those meetups at motorway services and things. And we'll probably find about the same numbers.
Very similar. Very similar names, I would imagine, if you took back.
It wouldn't surprise me to go, let's meet at Knutsford. We'll have a right good. We'll give you a right good
horse
kicking.
park.
No, it'll be a kicking we give you. It's much like meeting at motorway services now, battlegrounds.
Chanting, who are thee?
Who are thee? Who are thee? Who are thee?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thou's going home in a fucking ambulance.
Absolutely. I mean, they would have used chanters.
Yes.
Before the archers.
And as they surged forward, and now thou's going to believe us, and now thou's going to believe us. Yeah.
We're by far the greatest army that Yorkshire's ever seen.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is a brutal battle.
We're by far the greatest Duke. He's by far the greatest king the world has ever seen. It's the Duke of Lancashire. And he's Henry VII. Henry VII, the king.
Lambert Simnel's blue and red army.
Lambert Simnel's Yorkshire army. Lambert Simnel's Yorkshire army. Yeah.
Anyway, it is a brutal battle, and the Yorkists are destroyed. Apparently 4,000 of the Yorkists were killed, including many of the nobles that supported Simnel. Delapole, which must be related to the name Dellingpole. I've seen that's a modern name now, isn't it?
It's not a modern name. You don't know any Dellingpoles.
I don't know any Dellingpoles, but I've seen it written in the press. I've never met one.
You don't know any Dellingpoles.
I didn't say I had.
It's like the name Devereux that we know today.
Feisenhue.
Yeah. Feisenhuff.
Anyway, Delapole dies, and the rebellion collapses.
Right.
But what happened to Lambert?
What happened to the tall
and
guy?
Simmons? Simmons' life is spared due to his priestly status, which I guess he probably always knew.
Yeah.
I can always claim.
Do you know what I'm
something
starting
do
to
with-
wonder here?
What?
Whole thing wasn't
A
designed
setup.
by Henry VII anyway.
Yes.
To draw out all the
Controlled opposition, it's
Right.
called in modern politics.
and
It's-
get them all in one place,
Yeah, get them
find
all
out
in one
them,
place. Kill the ones
slaughter
you've
the
got to
lot.
kill.
Genius.
Yes, because what does it lead to?
Right.
A dynasty
Right.
for hundreds of years after that.
See, this is what King Charles should be thinking now.
Yeah,
with Harry.
interesting. Yeah,
Should
yeah,
be thinking,
yeah, yeah.
should draw him back to Britain.
Absolutely. And the Spencers versus the
The
Windsors.
Spencer Well, the Spencer Churches have got to be sharper than this.
Yeah,
if they're going to take
absolutely.
them. If they're going to take the Saxe-Coburg, Mountbatten, Windsors.
But even better than that, and this is his biggest Bloomin Legend moment, Johnny.
Yeah, go on.
Lambert Simnel himself is pardoned. He's already been crowned king in Ireland.
Which is Bloomin Legend.
Which for a baker's boy is unlikely.
It's unbelievable.
Isn't it? And
Just-
he-
no, but just
he really
with-
can't believe his
What,
luck.
with one vicar saying he looks like him, then changing his mind.
And being carried on the tallest man in Ireland's shoulders.
Right.
Already,
Damn.
that's a win on its own,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
a win, you know.
That's a trophy parade, isn't it?
Can I really go? Remember this?
On the big man.
This guy's manipulating him.
Yes.
You know, he's just
Simmons,
going.
yeah.
Can I really go on the tallest man in Ireland's shoulders? That you can, son. As he played with the lad's life.
And people saying to Simmons, does he even know he's the king?
Yeah.
No, don't
No,
tell him.
don't tell him
Tell
that.
him he'll have
He just
me
thinks
killed.
he's going on holiday.
He'll have me killed.
Yeah. He thinks he's-
I've given him some string
yeah.
and a rock.
Yeah.
I've given him some string.
I've given him a knockaroony.
That's right.
Yeah.
And a small puppy.
He's had a knockarina and a spinning top.
He'll be happy for life.
He'll be having a life.
But now we come to his real Bloomin Legend moment, because he's been caught up in all this horrible rebellion.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Normally he'd be put to the sword.
I'm interested if it's a bigger blooming legendary moment than actually being crowned.
Well, I would
having
say-
ridden on the tallest man in Ireland's shoulders, Gav.
Well, Henry VII should really have him put in the tower.
Defo.
And he doesn't, because young Lambert is able to convince Henry that he was just going along with what Mr. Simmons
Well,
told
he's
him
only
to do.
12.
And it saved his life.
Yeah, right.
Henry pardoned him. I thought it'd be really funny if he adopted him and
Yeah,
made
right.
him the
Yeah,
heir.
yeah,
That'd be the
absolutely right.
real
Yeah,
winning
yeah.
story.
Yeah.
But from after this war, Henry VII, weirdly impressed by the kid's acting skills,
Yeah.
gives him a job. He puts him to work as a spit turner in the kitchen.
Do you know what it's
So
called?
he's turning the roast.
Do you know what it's called?
What?
A scullion.
Is that what that is?
Yes, he's made into a scullion.
A scullion.
No, it's like a kitchen, runner.
Orderly, yeah.
A
It's
runner.
a kitchen
who just-
runner.
It
Yeah,
means
yeah.
you eat really well.
Right.
You're always warm.
Yes.
You get great
Oh, it's
food.
a great job. Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice position, which backs up a sort of theory
Hmm.
that this kid was all a plant.
It was looked after. Yeah, he's
no,
looked after almost
he
too
was
much.
looked up-
Yeah.
What, the two protagonists?
No, wait till you hear what else he got.
Go on, what?
So he was a spit turner, not just an orderly.
What?
He was turning the roast. So he was getting all the nice crispy bits off the edge.
That's the best bit.
It's the plumbest job in the kitchen.
Plus rotisserie, Gav.
Oh,
as we're agreed.
mate. Oh,
Is
it's
there a better way to
no,
cook
there
meat?
isn't. No, there isn't. It's
No,
self-basting.
it's impossible.
Ancient civilizations
You-
have known this
you
forever.
cannot find-
You can't make better roast chicken than a
Yes.
rotisserie.
It's why.
Porchetta in Italy, everything on a spit is
It's why
the best.
sometimes it surprises me, and this I'm not disrespecting in any way.
Yeah.
The cultures that have given us doner kebabs.
Sure.
But sometimes the spit that way puzzles me.
Right.
Why isn't it like that?
Yes, good point. Yeah.
Why is it rotating like
So
that?
because it's all about the fats
Right.
basting
But
themselves.
I'm just saying the gravity
But
from-
the gravity pulls it down.
No, because the gravity then just goes from the top into the meat, doesn't it? All the time. But if you're
Yeah.
like that, it's just it must be draining out the
Well,
top.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Right.
maybe they want it to go that way. I
I
don't know.
don't know, Gav.
Yeah, I don't know. It
But you're
depends
gonna
how
get the-
fatty the meat is,
Look,
doesn't
Gav,
it? Yeah.
in no way am I insulting the people that have given us doner kebabs. I'm just
Oh.
saying, if I was to open a kebab house,
Yeah.
I would definitely go that way. And
Horizontal, yeah.
very near us is a kebab house I use sometimes, which is a German kebab place.
Yes.
And I noticed theirs is still in the upturned configuration.
Yeah.
I just think there might be a way we could enter this market, Gav.
Interesting.
As scullions.
Interesting.
And take
I'd love
it.
to know what Lambert would say,
I'd
because
love
he
to
knew
know,
his
yeah.
spit roasts.
But if you think about it, you've got a rotisserie at home. It's not going that way around, is it?
No, it never is. No. So he's got this lovely job in the kitchen. He's then promoted to falconer.
You're kidding me.
And that's a serious cushy job, that is.
Do you know something's amazing, right? The book title, A Kestrel for a Knave,
Mm.
it's because that's all if you were just one of the people,
Yes.
you were allowed. In fact,
As a sportsman.
no, regular people weren't allowed to have any birds of prey at all. You
Right.
had to get up to a certain the knave,
Rank.
like the jack,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
knave,
Yeah, yeah.
to get. That was a working man's bird.
And the opening bird of prey is a kestrel.
Right,
is
right.
it?
It's a kestrel, right?
Yeah.
But that's why it's called a kestrel for a knave.
Right.
Made into kes.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you had a falcon,
Yes.
you had to be at least a sir.
Right.
So as you go up with these birds,
Yes.
the status goes up. So you'd have to be a very high state, even to get near a falcon is a
very
is a great
respectable,
privilege.
as it says
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's believed Henry was fond of him and respected his story, and he wanted to keep him comfortable.
Right, yeah.
I think you might be right. He might have set him up in the first
Come
place.
on.
Mr. Simmons gets pardoned.
Yeah.
So Simmons is working for Henry VII, we
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
I think that's pretty plausible.
Well, they're looking for a likely, he could have been a lad that worked for him anyway, the vicar. He's saying, look around for
With
any
the right
lads,
look of him,
for any
yeah.
lads that look like it. So how's he got a picture anyway? What it means is, well, there's someone kicking around there who's got a picture of it.
It's plausible enough for him to get crowned in Ireland.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's how plausible
They
it
found
was.
a lookalikey.
Wow.
Yeah, flushed out.
Yeah.
Flushed
And he's
up-
ended up with roast beef and falcons.
Yeah, roast
I mean,
yeah,
he's living like
yeah.
a little king anyway.
Right, roast beef in the winter and
Falcons in the summer.
Wow.
He's really landed on his feet.
But also, if you're a falconer and you're looking after them, that means you're also really keeping company with aristocrats.
Yes, because that's their fun. That's their
That's
sport.
their fun. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going.
yeah.
So that means you're spending all day on hunts with the king. So,
While they're having fun too.
so
it's not,
Lambert
yeah.
Simnel, he could even be the Earl of Warwick,
It could be.
and they pulled a fast one.
Could be.
He
yeah,
could even be
yeah.
the lad.
Yeah.
Because it's so convincing.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Do you know what I mean?
It really
And
does.
even that guy swearing it was.
Yes.
He's like, it is.
Yeah.
But they've done it just to pull them out of Ireland and all
Wow.
those enemies.
What an idea.
Yeah.
And it flushed out all the rebellion.
I tell you, Gav, it's the sort of thing that someone would write an award-winning history, a revisionist guide to the Plantagenets.
what a movie it would make.
To
What
say,
a
actually,
movie.
he was.
As the twist at the
Yeah,
end.
Henry VII sort of thinking, no, they're not going to go for that because I've killed both the boys now.
Yeah,
But there's that Earl of
yeah.
Warwick.
Fantastic.
Yes. What about the boy Warwick?
That'd be really
We
clever.
could send him out there.
That'd be really
and it's
clever.
like, because history is littered with those stories of swapped identities. The poor kid who gets to be the aristo and won't go back and all that.
Well, Johnny, look what happens after this.
What happens next?
Nothing. The Tudors rule forever. It's established.
Bloomin Legend.
Absolutely. I think that's genius.
Yes.
The story of his life, the boy's life, fades from the record after
Right.
after Henry VII's reign.
Yes.
He lived out his days apparently quietly at court. No uprisings, no drama,
Yeah.
just falcons and roast beef.
Just falcons and roast beef.
And that's pretty legendary.
Well, considering you're an absolute traitor and they weren't averse to doing shocking things to traitors, Gav.
they'd hot pokers.
No, hung, drawn and quartered, Gav.
Yeah.
And one bit of you,
Oh, yeah.
one limb in
Broken on a wheel.
broken on a wheel,
The
Gav.
brazen bull.
Gav, the brazen bull.
Look that
Gav,
up.
Yeah, look that one. That's disgusting.
It's
We
horrible.
didn't do that. They did that.
No, that was in Greece, I think,
It was
or
in Greece.
Macedonia
Yeah,
or
don't
somewhere.
even,
Yeah.
Gav, don't even invoke the words. Don't even invoke the name of
The
the
bronze
brazen
bull is terrifying.
Yeah, the brazen bull is terrible. Anyway,
Let's salute Lambert Simnel, our Bloomin Legend number 22.
Lambert Simnel, the child
The
who
baker's boy who became king and then retired in luxury with falcons and roast beef.
we salute you.